I guess we're supposed to be happy about this win for the Blue Jays today. Sure, beat the Nationals 6-3. Kevin Kiermaier hit his first home run of the season. Gausman was great, but the bullpen made you sweat like crazy. And my God, in the first inning, did you get helped out like crazy. That defense by the Nationals in the early goings, that was appalling. They had 2 chances of double plays. They got 1 out of all of that. It was pretty painful. Justin Turner had an RBI single scoring George Springer. Vladdy up to second. Daniel Vogelbach, the legend, hit a ground ball to first. Taylor made double play to end the inning, and they throw it into left field. So a run crosses, you're still pretty good. And then Danny Jansen comes up and drills a double to right center field. If anybody else is running, even Alejandro Kirk, if he's running on this play, he probably scores. But you only score 1. Bo comes in after a single he had in the inning. And you're up 4-0. And everyone's like, whoa, 4 runs in the 1 inning. That's awesome. Well, the Jays also didn't score the rest of the game until the 8th inning. Like, this has been the story. In the 2nd inning, he had 2 on, nobody out. Couldn't get anything. I think he had 1st and 3rd, 1 out. In the 3rd inning, couldn't get any home. And it's like, holy crap. Going into play today, they're like 29th in baseball with hitting with runners in scoring position. I mean, it's ugly. And look, I'm happy they won a ball game. Don't get me wrong. And I'm happy Kevin Kiermaier went deep in his first game back. That was great to see, especially because you needed those add-on runs. You really did. It was getting a little hairy there in the 7th inning when Nate Pearson couldn't do anything right. And they brought in... Brendan Little. Yeah, they had to bring in Tim Meza to clean up Nate Pearson's inning, and it was ugly. It really was. And, in the bottom of the 7th inning, right, you're up 4-0, you feel okay. Brendan Little starts the inning, allows a base runner. Nate Pearson comes in, and then he gets the bases loaded. And C.J. Abrams, great young player. I mean, how old is C.J.? He's, 23? Yeah, 23 years of age. And he was, I think, the main piece in the Juan Soto deal. He absolutely plasters a ball to dead center field. I mean, it was probably over 400 feet, but because of where he hit it to dead center field, it hangs up on the warning track. Kiermaier makes the play, they tag up, they get a sac fly, Eddie Rosario scores, and it makes it 4-1. But it was about, 5 feet away, maybe, if that, away from tying the ball game with a grand slam. I mean... This team lives the life on the edge every single time. Nick Senzel then hit an RBI single, scoring Alex Call, making it 4-2. And we're like, oh boy, like this is nightmare fuel from yesterday where they had a 3-1 lead. Again, only a 2-run lead, but it disappeared pretty quickly. Then we move to the top of the 8th inning with Danny Jansen on base. Shocker, because that guy always gets on base. He's done a hell of a job since coming back. Kevin Kiermaier comes up and hits a mistake. I mean, how many times are you watching a Blue Jay game today, like recently? And you see a guy throw 94, you see a guy throw a hanging curveball or something like that, and it gets fouled off or it gets popped up or something like that. Well, Kevin Kiermaier got a hanger. It's like some sort of change up, and it didn't really move much, and it hung over the middle of the plate, and he crushed it to right center, and it's gone. 2-run shot for KK. You regain your 4-run lead. It's now a 6-2 Blue Jays advantage, and you're feeling pretty confident about things. But again... You feel all weird about it, but just because of the way that the first couple innings went, Vladdy's still hitting ground balls all over the place, and it's a painful look. And then the bottom of the 9th inning, Jordan Romano makes you sweat because what else is new? Luis Garcia hits an RBI single, scoring Trey Lipscomb, and it's a 6-3 game, tying runs at the plate. And we're like, oh God, this couldn't get any worse. And he ends it. And you win the ball game, 6-3. Record's now 16-18 on the season. It's fine, I guess. It's just rough watching this team try and score runs. That's just plain and simple. Sure, they scored 6 today, but the 4 runs in the first. I mean, were they even charged to? No, so 0 earned runs charged to Jake Irvin today. Yeah, because the defense was hot garbage behind him. They had 2 errors, actually 4 in the game. But there was 2 errors. Maybe they changed it to an error later in the ball game, but it could have been 3 errors in that first inning. And yeah, you capitalize and score 4 runs. I mean, you do have to capitalize on teams when they make mistakes, but for the love of God, you were gifted that. So it really doesn't feel all that great. If they came back in the 7th inning with 2 on and nobody out, did some damage, right? Because you had Springer and Varsho get on base, and you're like, okay, maybe we can get something going here. No, Vladdy double play, and it's like, okay, now we're down in the dumps again, right? And then you have 1st and 3rd. I think it was a Turner at the plate. He hits a ground ball double play, and we're like, okay, there goes that. maybe, actually, no, I think the second inning didn't have those guys. But regardless, you had opportunities. You couldn't score to build on your 4-0 lead. And then it took an 8th inning Kevin Kiermaier home run to basically seal the deal. Key players today, I mean, George Springer 1 for 5 with runs scored. Another single for George. Dalton Varsho continues to rake. He was 2 for 4 in the game, so he was great and walked once as well. Got on base 3 of the 5 times he came to the dish. Great job from him. Vladdy 1 for 5 with a run scored and just a ton of ground balls. Justin Turner 1 for 4 had an RBI single, so I can't really complain about it. But I did have a couple strikeouts and did have the ground ball double play with guys in scoring position. Just gonna throw that out there. Bo Bichette, dropped down to the 5 hole today, so I'm gonna keep an eye on there. They moved Dalton Varsho to the 2 hole, and he was great. Bo goes down to the 5 hole, gets a hit. He was 1 for 3 with a run scored in the game, but again, you're still not. It's another single the opposite way for Bo. You want to see damage being done, and you're just not. Daniel Vogelbach 0 for 5 with an RBI, so a tough night for Vogie. And Danny Jansen, watching him hit in the 7th hole is really tough. 2 for 3, a run scored, RBI, had a double, walked once in the game. He's hitting .306 with a .419 on base percentage. He's got an OPS nearing 1,100, and he's hitting in your 7 hole. Meanwhile, your top 3 hitters, other than Dalton Varsho, the regular 3 top guys, Springer, Bo, and Vlad, aren't even hitting over 700. So I don't know what we're doing here, but whatever. And Kevin Kiermaier, 1 for 4, but good on him, a 2-run shot in the 8th inning. 9 hits for the Blue Jays. They struck out 9 times, walked 3 times, fine. Pitching-wise, Kevin Gausman was great. The velo didn't get up too high. He did struggle with command a little bit early on in the start, but he was nails. 5 1/3, 3 hits, 8 punch-outs, walked 2. He was lights out, and now that ERA is under 3.8 for Kevin Gausman, back to where he usually is, which is nice to see. Brendan Little goes an inning, allows a walk, a couple strikeouts, or an earned run, unfortunately, because Nate Pearson couldn't get out of that damn inning. That one walk that Brendan Little had, the one base runner he allowed, came around to score. Because Nate Pearson goes a third of an inning, allows a hit, a walk, a run scored, and hit a guy, and the really long sac fly that was almost a grand slam. Tim Mayza goes a third of an inning, gets a strikeout to get out of that mess that Nate Pearson was in. Trevor Richards, a clean inning of work and a strikeout. Jordan Romano, as we know, can't do anything clean. Goes an inning, allows 2 hits, a walk, a strikeout, and a run scored, and that's that. And you win a ball game. Sure, great. We need to see consistency, though. Right? And tomorrow, you got the hard-throwing left-hander. I think he's a hard-throwing left-hander. But regardless, Mackenzie Gore. He's been very good for the Nationals this year. In ERA of 3.19. He has 38 strikeouts in 31 innings, 9 walks. He's going to pound the strike zone. He's been really good for them. And for the Blue Jays, I believe it's Barrios who's getting the mound tomorrow for the Blue Jays. But regardless who's on the hill, your offense has to do something for you. And that's all there is to it. It's been the storyline all season long. It will continue to be the storyline until somehow, maybe miraculously, the Blue Jays wake up, but I just don't see it happening. Look, regardless of how I feel, regardless of how Jays fans feel right now, go out there tomorrow, win a ball game, win a series, and enjoy the off day. All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and I guess the win today, hit that like button. I do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not done so already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. So follow up there if you haven't done so already, and I will talk to you guys Leaf Station later tonight. It's the first intermission right now. We'll see what happens there. And as for the Toronto Blue Jays, like we said, the finale is tomorrow afternoon, 1:35 first pitch in D.C. against the Nationals. Mackenzie Gore, and I'm guessing Jose Barrios gets the mound for the Blue Jays. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And the win today, we'll talk to you guys then.